Howdy, my name is Timmy here with Sirius Power PC, and in today's video, I'm going to show you 5 of our top selling PCs. These PCs vary in a range of price and performance, so I'm going to give you some information about the components in these PCs. I'm going to give you some game information like how it should run in particular games, and on select PCs, I'm going to give you some production information. So maybe you're running video editing software or you're 3D rendering in Blender or something like that. I'll provide you with information on all of the 3. I'll leave timestamps in the description, that way if you want to skip around to a particular build that you're interested in, you can do that. I will also leave these links to these PCs on our website, which is siriuspowerpc.com. If you want to check them out as well, they will be sitting in the description. But without further ado, let's get straight into our first build, which is the Canis Minor $700 gaming PC. This PC contains an AMD Ryzen 5 5500, a stock CPU air cooler, an RX 580 8GB of VRAM graphics card. The motherboard is a MSI B550M Pro VDH Wi-Fi Micro ATX motherboard with the AM4 chipset. So this won't be quite as good for future-proofing, but we do have a video going a bit more in-depth on future-proofing. You can check that out in the top right of the screen right now. This PC contains 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 memory, as well as a 512 gig solid state drive, a 700 watt ATX power supply, and a DRM PC case with 3 pre-installed fans. If you scroll down, you can see our recommended best uses and key features of this PC. So the best use that we recommend is that this PC is best for 1080p gaming, that it'll offer a smooth gaming experience. Down here are some FPS estimates for different games. In Fortnite, this can get 100 plus FPS. In Apex Legends, this can get 90 plus FPS. In Warzone, it can get 80 plus FPS. GTA 5, it can get 70 plus FPS. And Cyberpunk 2077, it'll get around 40 to 50 FPS. All of these numbers are subject to change. Obviously, you will have some drop frames here and there. That can literally happen with any machine at all. It all depends on the game. But that is the FPS estimates that we have for this PC. And as far as production program accessibility, we don't have extended information for this PC because this isn't necessarily one of our production PCs. You will get to see one of our production PCs later on in the video. But the AMD Ryzen 5 5500, the multi-core capabilities ensure smooth performance, making it a good option for both gaming as well as productivity. Now let's move on to the second build of the video, which is our Canis Major $950 gaming PC. This PC comes with the AMD Ryzen 5 5500, a CPU air cooler rather than an AIO, the B550 Wi-Fi ATX AM4 motherboard, as well as 32 gigabytes of G.Skill Ripjaws, DDR4 3200 RAM. The graphics card in this PC is the Radeon RX 6750 XT with 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which this is already an upgrade from the previous model, our Canis Minor model. It has a 1 terabyte PCIe NVMe SSD, so that is going to be faster storage than the previous PC. It has a DRG PC case, a 600 watt ATX power supply, and Microsoft Windows 11 Pro. You can choose your case color on this PC, black or white, whichever is better for you and fits your setup better. And if you scroll down, you can see some more information about the PC. I'm not going to go into FPS information for every single PC, but you can figure with 12 gigabytes of VRAM in the graphics card, you're going to get significantly better performance than 8 with more RAM. You're also going to get significantly better performance. The CPU is the same, but the GPU and RAM are both more, as well as the SSD storage will make this perform significantly better. And that SSD storage will also come in handy with production software. Speaking as someone who did not have an NVMe SSD until about a year ago, I can say that production programs run a lot smoother if you're running off of an SSD as opposed to just a standard hard drive. Also, all of these PCs are customizable, so if you want a particular thing changed about the PC, like if you were a video creator and you wanted a 2 terabyte hard drive thrown in there as well, just reach out to us. We can basically take this build and just add in a hard drive for you if you need that. So just let us know and we'll be happy to help. You can reach out to us at siriuspowerpc.com, where one of our expert technicians will get back with you as soon as we possibly can. Now moving on to our Matrix lineup of builds, we have the Matrix 4778 now. This PC gets a bump in price, however, it also gets a significant bump in performance. So this PC has the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, as well as a 360mm AIO CPU cooler. It has the B650 AM5 motherboard, 32 gigabytes of Team Group RAM, and this RAM is DDR5 at 6000 megahertz, which will be significantly faster than DDR4 RAM. It has a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD, the RTX 4070 with 12 gigabytes of VRAM, an 850 watt ATX power supply, as well as 10 Sirius Infinity 120mm ARGB fans, and we build all of this in the Sirius A PC case. You can yet again change color, white or black, white case, white fans, and white AIO, or black case, black fans, black AIO. If you scroll down, you can see some of our key features, as well as some frame estimates. I'm not going to go over every single game. You can go to this PC at the link in the description down below, but I'll hit some of the key players. At 1080p in Cyberpunk 2077, you can expect 85 to 95 FPS on max settings. In Fortnite, you can expect 200 to 220 FPS on max settings. On Apex Legends, you can expect 150 to 170 FPS on, again, max settings. At 1440p resolution in Cyberpunk, you can expect 70 to 80 FPS on max settings. In Fortnite, you can expect 160 to 180 FPS on max settings. And on Apex Legends, you can expect 120 to 140 FPS on max settings. Finally, we'll look at the 4K frame estimates. For Cyberpunk, you can expect 50 to 60 at ultra settings. For Fortnite, you can expect 100 to 120 at maximum settings. And for Apex Legends, you can expect 80 to 90 FPS on max settings. This PC's CPU and GPU boost as well will also significantly improve performance of different productivity apps. So Photoshop's going to be running faster. Premiere Pro, if you use it, it's going to be running faster. Rendering things in Blender are going to run faster. This PC can just handle a whole lot more than our Canis Minor and Canis Major builds, simply because it is more expensive, it is higher performance parts, and overall, all of the factors combined, especially DDR5 and an AM5 chip, this is just a much higher performance machine if you need it. Now another tier higher is our Matrix Mini build. This build has a Ryzen 7 7800X3D, a Thermalright frozen ARGB liquid CPU cooler, as well as the MSI Pro B650M AM5 motherboard. It has 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 megahertz RAM by Team Group. It has the crucial P3 plus 2 terabyte SSD. That SSD is NVMe, so you're going to be benefiting from those NVMe speeds as opposed to a regular hard drive. The PNY Verto OC GeForce RTX 4080 Super, 16 gigabytes of VRAM graphics card. The EVGA 1000 watt certified gold semi-modular ATX power supply, as well as a 9-pack of the Sirius Flow 120mm ARGB fans, and this will all be put in the Matrix PC case, the mini edition of that case in black. Scrolling down to our performance, in Cyberpunk at 1080 you can get about 160 to 180 FPS. In 1440p you can get about 130 to 150, and in 4K you can get about 85 to 100 FPS. If we look at Fortnite, in 1080 you get about 280 to 300 frames. In 1440 you get about 240 to 260 frames, and at 4K you still get a whopping 160 to 180 frames. We'll finally take a look at Apex Legends. In 1080 you get 250 to 270 frames. In 1440p you get about 210 to 230 frames, and at 4K you get about 150 to 170 frames. If you scroll down a little bit more, we have some information on different production program performances. Video editing, both in Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve, is going to be a breeze. 3D rendering is going to perform really well on this machine. The 4080 Super's 16 gigabytes of VRAM is going to be better than our other models that I've shown up to this point. Programming is going to be a breeze. Audio production is going to be a breeze. Photography and photography editing is going to be a breeze. Just generally, this PC is a whole lot more capable than the previous models. However, not quite as capable as our next build. The Matrix Pro build is one of our extremely high-end PCs, specifically for production. However, obviously it can handle gaming as well. My PC that I built, which if you want to check out that full video, I'll leave that at the top right of the screen right now. You can click on that card and go to that video, or you can check it out from the description down below when this video is over. The PC that I built is actually a production PC because I primarily do video editing and some photo editing as well. However, it handles gaming like nobody's business. Like, I can pretty much, without worry, record and stream any game in 60 FPS while playing the game in 1080p at max settings. I'm a 1080p gamer personally, and I can play any game in 1080p at absolutely ridiculous speeds on max settings as well. So this PC, inside of it, has a Intel i9 14900K. It has an Arctic Liquid CPU cooler. The motherboard we use is the MSI Z790 Gaming Pro LGA 1700 motherboard. The RAM is the G-Skill Ripjaws 64 gigs of DDR5 6000 MHz RAM. The SSD we use on this build is the Kingston NV2 2TB NVMe SSD. We also include a Seagate Barracuda 4TB internal hard drive. That's for extra storage, finished video projects, stuff like that. We use the GeForce RTX 4080 Super graphics card that has 16 gigabytes of VRAM in it. We use the Superflower LED X3 Gold 850 watt power supply. This is a 80 plus gold certified power supply. We use Microsoft Windows 11, and you get the 10 Sirius Infinity ARGB fans installed as well. If you scroll down, you can find a lot of information, including more information on the parts. But if you come down here, we actually have the production statistics and information up here first, because this is more of a production PC than a gaming PC. Again, you can still use it for gaming, however, we primarily focus on this PC being a production PC. This is an ideal PC for editing 4K and 8K videos, adding complex effects, adding a ton of different timelines and layers in your timelines. This PC can absolutely gobble that up. This is great for virtual production and visual effects. This should be able to handle any VFX software easily, especially After Effects should perform really, really well thanks to the higher core count of the Intel i9 14900K. You should be able to tear up just any production that you throw at this PC. As far as gaming, I will quickly touch on some gaming statistics. In 1080p, Cyberpunk runs at about 160 to 180 FPS. At 1440, it runs about 130 to 150 FPS. And in 4K, it runs about 90 to 110 FPS. Fortnite specifically runs at about 250 to 270 FPS. And then at 1440p, it runs at 200 to 220, and at 4K, it runs about 150 to 170. Finally, Apex Legends at 1080p runs about 240 to 260 FPS, at 1440p, it runs about 200 to 220 FPS, and at 4K, it runs about 140 to 160 FPS. There's a bit more information about different software down here beneath the gaming chart. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you're interested in any of these PCs, you can check them out at the link in the description down below. If you want to watch some of our other videos, then go ahead and leave a like on this video. That way you're recommended more videos like this. Also, be sure to subscribe with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Timmy, and remember, you can always visit us at siriuspowerpc.com. If you have any questions about your PC, if you want to customize one of our many options, all of these PCs I showed in this video can be customized. So just let us know, reach out, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching this week. I'll see y'all later.